Hello and welcome to Kindred Spirit Tarot. Well, this isn't going to be a tarot reading today. This is kind of like a subscriber request. I'm going to kind of do two videos in one. I've been having some real impulses and, well, guys, I write notes down constantly. So I've got a board on my wall. I've got exercise books just full of notes. Everything that comes into my mind, it's down there. So I thought, because I've had a real impulse over the last few days and something I really feel I need to share with you, but it's kind of not enabling me to do so through a reading. And then also I had a subscriber request from my virtual niece, Vicky. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much. Honestly, Vicky, your comments, the fact that you are really enjoying the readings, and I love your little waves, I love your happy dance, I just love how happy you are when the messages come through, and I really appreciate your support, my friend. And so Vicky's question was actually on the crystals that I use, but to kind of go into the crystals I sort of need to backtrack. So for those of you that don't know how I found myself here, then we will plunge into the story. So if we backtrack to 8 years ago when I actually broke my back, and for those of you that don't know, spent 12 months flat on my back. Took me another good couple of years to get up and about to where I am now. But I am still limited. If I overdo something, then it can really put me flat on my back again. So I've been really fortunate enough to have a wonderful partner in Mr. Kindred Spirit, Mr. KS, who, well, he would say he doesn't always quite understand what it is I am talking about, but he did actually say, I do see my woman finding herself, and I think that's wonderful. So I couldn't ask for any more than that, could I? The fact that he has supplied a lot of the decks that you see before you to help me get up and running. And so what happened? What did I do? Well, I've always had my healing angel cards that came to me from a friend that I met. Oh, 25 years ago, plus maybe even 30 years ago now. When I had to spend some time in a women's refuge. I am a survivor. Don't ever think of myself as a victim. So I've experienced lots of things, lots of dark things, which I feel is why I'm here to show you the light, because I found it. Had this deck, and then I had the Druidcraft Tarot deck personally. Everything else you see before you has either come via wonderful donations from my wonderful family of kindred spirits or from Mr. KS himself. So started just playing with my cards after receiving an impulse from Spirit one day. And then as I started to really go through my paradigm shift, where I realised everything that I thought, believed, all the structures that I'd got completely broke away. Went down every rabbit hole you could think of, from being ruled by elites to chemtrails to eventually coming down to what basically I feel is a truth that there really is one creator, one real source energy from which we all do come from. So I started practicing my meditation, started practicing my spiritual path. And then one day, like everybody, kind of have the same fears, worries, like, the five of Pentacles, worrying about not having enough. And since I broke my back, I really have to be grateful to Mr. KS, because he has carried me. But the thoughts come to your mind, what would happen if anything happened, and how would I survive? What would I do? And so now, sort of 5 years into my journey, 6 years into my spiritual journey, this is how long it does take you to do all this practice, put this effort in, which is why nobody wants to really do it, because it is a real practice and a real effort. You know, these yogis and shamans don't get to be where they are just from practicing for a couple of weeks. They have put the effort in, believe me. So one day I literally asked Source, the universe, the creator, what can I do? What would serve best the universe using my natural gifts and talents? Well, I fancy myself as a little bit of an artist. I like painting. I really enjoy drawing. I do pet portraits and, you know, people portraits. I really thought maybe it would go along those lines, although I had tried before, and as any artist will tell you, you can stay poor forever. About 2 weeks after, guys, I suddenly started waking up at silly o'clock in the morning, but instead of waking up with brain natter, brain chatter, I was waking up with impulses to play cards. I was waking up with impulses to look for cards. I was dreaming about cards. I couldn't play cards enough. I started wanting to look it all up. Then YouTube opened up to me. What a wonderful world YouTube is. So I'd only been using it for, you know, I'm kind of into the what people would perceive as paranormal or conspiracy theory, which has now turned out to be conspiracy reality and normal as opposed to paranormal from my new perspective. And so all these impulses started coming along. I started watching, I just started watching zodiac signs first. Then I realised people were doing tarot readings, got stuck into all of that. Then got the impulse to learn. And this all this time I'm making notes, learning as much as I can. Then you get kind of in the danger of procrastinating. So at the time I was thinking, well, I haven't really got all the proper equipment, and my son's saying, Mom, you've got a phone, it's got a camera on, you've got everything you need, I've got a tripod, use all of that, get some cards, set yourself up. So I did. And I think if we look back, I think it was the 24th of August I did my first video. Oh, I have watched it. I'm not going to take anything down, guys. It's my journey. It's how I started. And if any of you out there, you know, are looking to do a similar or same type of thing, then, you know, I feel it's good to watch somebody else, their journey, how they have progressed. So, started the channel after about a couple of weeks, had a big, massive wobble. Oh, what the heck am I doing? Oh, comparing myself to others, all the usual stuff. Then I thought, just ask the cards, like what you've been doing all the time. Ask the cards. So by now I have progressed onto, I have the Wisdom of the Oracle, and I had my wonderful Oracle of the Unicorns. So I can't remember what Druidcraft cards kept coming, but I do remember Unfinished Symphony kept appearing. Go the Distance kept coming. And this dance card, which when I was reading the book, I really couldn't figure, oh, dance, get in a higher vibration, you know, I exercise anyway, it's part of my natural routine. I'm, you know, kind of naturally exuberant, naturally a doer up until I broke my back and I had to be a bit more careful. So what was all of this about? So Mr. KS said, well, let's go out for a day. Let's go to our local city, which is the city of Lichfield, which transfers in language to City of the Dark Art, which is where ley lines really cross in the city of Lichfield. It really is a very magical, wonderful place when you do the research. And as we wandered round the back streets where there's still the old Tudor buildings and cobbled stones, and I walked into a shop. And in this shop there was this egg. And I thought, that's my Unfinished Symphony. And so I purchased the egg. And as I began looking around, I noticed a couple of stones, a couple of crystals, and there was a rose crystal, which at the time I didn't realise. But rose crystals are about opening your heart. They are about raising your self-esteem. They can restore your confidence, balance your emotions, and are really good for positive affirmations. I picked this wonderful piece of quartz up, and it has a groove, which actually, when I pick it up, and I've tested this with others and it doesn't work, but with me, it's a perfect fit, like it was meant to be. So I purchased that. Let me just pop that down there. And then I was attracted to this wonderful stone, which I had no idea what it was, but the label on the bottom said it was a peacock crystal. And these are actually called bornite, and they are for positive focus. This is a stone of joy, happiness. It's mostly copper, but it's also, you can see the gold. This is fool's gold. But it really is a beautiful, beautiful stone, and it is for happiness, joy, bringing appreciation, seeing the wonder in everything, and also knowing that, you know, everything is as it should be. So when I got back and I looked up about the stones, I realised that the rose quartz is about your heart and able to help you unblock your heart chakra, and your peacock stone is helping you with your happy affirmations. So the cards that kept coming out, Unfinished Symphony, I thought I've got to finish and carry on. Going the Distance was another card that kept falling out for me consistently on the run, these three cards. And the Dance card, and I couldn't figure this out, but a few days after, when I watched another YouTube channel, Astrology for the Soul, which is K. Pasha Lesha, I really recommend him to you. He does a mantra at the end, and the mantra that went with this particular moment of inspiration for me, when I was thinking, why is this coming out? And the same day I watched him, and he said, when I really look at it, all life is taking a chance. And if I refuse to face my fear, I'll never learn to dance. So I've spent the last months learning to waltz, cha-cha-cha, mambo. I've learnt it all. And guys, it's been with your support. And so I really, really, truly, truly have all of you to thank for supporting me, keeping me going, encouraging me, finding help in the message that I feel that I am trying to, get over to you. So, and I hope that's helped you in some way. The other little stones, well, these are just a few stones that my son actually brought back to me from France when he went, I think he was only about 11 or 12, and they're just nice polished stones, and I've kept them ever since, and yeah, I thought they just matched. So, onwards and forwards with the journey. As I went further along in my journey, I really realised, like a lot of people, that my heart chakra was blocked. This was a physical pain in some instances. I do remember I've had lots of pains and x-rays on my chest because of physical pain. The physical pain has been a block on my heart. So since I've used the rose chakra, learned how to open my heart, then, oh guys, things just pour in. It's like I download information, it just keeps coming. So I was listening to another YouTube channel. I follow a lot of people. I follow Arwayne Steiger, who originally I stumbled on when I was watching another channel, WSO. They'd kind of joined together for a while and then went off on their separate ways. And Arwayne Steiger has a lady on, a physicist, Dr. Claudia Albers, and I absolutely love their Monday night talks. The physicist said something the other night really struck at my heart, and she said that everything in the universe is electrical, magnetical, and gravitational. And I immediately thought mind, body, and spirit. And some of you may think, what? But I'm thinking electrical, that is your mind. That's your impulses. And when we look at science or medical programs and they show the brain, they show those arcs of light where the pulses travel along the brain. In pulse, your electrical impulse that is coming from source, coming from the cosmos, coming into you. And then I thought we'd go then down to magnetical. And well, magnetical, it's your heart. This is from mind to body. Your heart is encased in your flesh, blood, and body. And your heart, well, it's that thing that we want to balance out. It repels or it attracts. It's negative or it's positive. This is your polarity. This is where you are wanting. We remember the experiment at school with the magnets. And they either repelled each other or they attracted each other. And repel, that's the negative polarity. That's when you are going around in negative energy and you are pushing anyone and everyone away. And we want to be in that good open heart centre where we are attracting, where we are, though, I keep having this image of Care Bears with our heart radiating, shining out, where we are in total polarity, attracting like for like, attracting those to us which we, and I see us then all walking around, with our magnets shining out, and we are constantly then having good meetings, good attractions, good hookups with those around us. And then gravity. Well, how would gravitational or gravity be spirit? Well, gravity is earth. It's where we are using the five senses. The touch, hear, taste, smell, feel. This is where we are grounded. We are earthy. We are in gravity. And this is where spirit is acting through our five senses. And how is your spirit acting? How are you acting? What spirit are you acting in? Are you, stamping around, throwing things around, being reactive, or are you acting in good spirit? So if your thoughts, your mind, your body, all working in the same direction, then for me you are receiving impulses from the ether, where you will magnetically, your generator will like this because it's come from the ether. It's not a thought that you are thinking. So you will be firing up. Your pilot light will switch on. Your generator will fire up. Your magnets will start working, and you will start attracting those to you which you really want to connect to, you want to attract. And remember the spirit in which you carry out these actions, whether you will carry on attracting to you or whether you will start repelling things away. And then I started thinking about orbs. It's been a really big thing on my channel, attracting lots of orbs and attracting wonderful friends who have actually included our channel in their book. I mean, what a wonderful example of your magnets absolutely firing up and working positively in the same way. It started me thinking about orbs and orbs of light and light beings, and whether they were just thoughts there, the impulses, those impulses that I am thinking about, waiting to become. Are they becoming? So then I thought about the word matter. Maybe, what does the word matter mean? And of course, as usual in English, we have two meanings. So matter can mean, something that's not yet formed, or it can also mean something, whereas you don't matter, you're insignificant. So then I started thinking of all the sentences with the word matter in, and you'll probably think of a lot more, but I don't mind, you don't matter. What's the matter? As a matter of fact, antimatter, it doesn't matter. So I'm thinking, well, I don't mind, you don't matter. So that's a case of, if I don't think about you, then you have no form. I don't have to consider you. Or what's the matter? As in, well, there's no matter, because matter is about being body, being form. So if you're asking the question of what is the matter, then it's what is not yet formed, what is not yet significant, or antimatter. And I feel if matter for me is becoming, then antimatter is the opposite of becoming. And how often do we say, well, it doesn't matter? Well, it's insignificant then. No, it doesn't matter. It's insignificant. So if matter for me is something that is becoming, then matter is something that is under consideration, has no body, not yet formed. It's a substance which is distinct from the mind and the spirit, because when you become, you then have mass and volume. So matter has no mass or no volume. I feel it truly is the electrical mind, not yet formed in body, not yet formed in spirit. My opinion on orbs are matter. Your thoughts, things that matter to you. Orbs are what you attract, the becoming of your thought, of what you are about to attract to you. So, if we can see physically now these light orbs with our new wonderful technology, we can see thoughts, matter, just out there in the ether, waiting to become, waiting to join your thoughts, then wouldn't we want all of our thoughts to be as beautiful and colourful as the orbs that we see, as the orbs that we have seen in the book, as the orbs that our wonderful friend Grace has taken the time to photograph and show us? I really truly feel that these orbs are our thoughts, becoming, ready to become, ready to be impulsed, attracted to you. And I feel if that is the case, and it is the case, I do feel that we are always attracting to us, whether these orbs are actually physically what we can see, physical thoughts waiting to become. I don't know. This is just my thought. I'm constantly making notes and constantly having aha moments, and this is what I've been feeling over the last few days. Downloading, becoming, attracting through our mind, from the cosmos, from the ether. Wonderful thoughts, wonderful adventures to have with our body, our wonderful physical body that we can use to smell, taste, touch, hear, feel. And then the spirit in which we carry things out in our sixth sense, our wonderful soul spirit that is having the experience through us, expanding, growing, learning, so that we can put more orbs, thoughts, wonderful ideas ready to become for the next generation to come along. Oh, I really hope that made some sense to you guys. What I'm going to do next, because as I've said, I'm going away on holiday, so I shall do you a weekly reading from Monday to Sunday. We'll make it quite a detailed one so that you can refer back to it should you need to. But for the moment, I really hope this message gave you some insight. And for now, be kind, be happy, and above all else, my friends, be you. And until next time, goodbye.